Welcome. This is now the 8th Moogle treasure trove, the hunt for Verity.
Yay, verily!
Anyway, in the duty finder, complete content with little Moogles next to them. When you finish, you will receive some irregular tomestones of Verity.
Yay, verily!
Which can be exchanged for items with the itinerant Moogles in Gridania, Ul'dah, and Lim Selaminsa. Notice we are now moving into the weird square-shaped Stormblood tomestones. This Moogle treasure trove ends with the maintenance for patch 6.2. After that point, you will no longer be able to obtain the tomestones, but you should be able to exchange them until patch 6.3.
Yay, verily!
Something that will be bad news for some people. You can no longer get tomestones if you are doing the content with your squadron, and you won't be able to get them using the new duty support system either. Again, we have Dismail Darkhold. This dungeon is unlocked with the quest Fort of Fear from Carlot in Korth's Central Highlands. And Ormvale, as usual, can be unlocked with the quest Going for Gold from Nedrick Ironheart in Vesper Bay. And as usual, we have Castron Meridianum and the Praetorium, but things are a little bit different now. Those have been redesigned as 4-player dungeons, and the battles with Ultima have been split off into a 4-player trial. But they are still part of the MSQ and all reward tomestones, but less than they used to. And they all have unskippable cutscenes. Hawk Manor Hard can be unlocked with the quest Manic Manor from Loriane, who is in the pub in Revenant's Toll. The Lost City of Amdapor is unlocked by the quest One Night in Amdapor from Isumi Yan, who is the leader of the Conjurers Guild, and that is exactly where you'll find him. Then, as part of the MSQ quest The Rising Chorus, we again have the Keeper of the Lake. Nothing from Heavensward this time, so this is all you can do on a trial account. From Stormblood, we have the entire Omega Raid series. Yep, that's all 12 battles, each rewarding 2 tomestones of Verity.
Yay, verily!
Again, this begins with Wedge in Rogger's Reach. And we also have all 3 parts of the Return to Ivalice raid series. The quest line for this starts with Keaton in Kugane. Now for something completely different. Well, kinda new-ish. All 3 trials of the Sorrow of Weirlit questline are available for 2 tomestones each. To unlock these, you will need to pick up the quest Ruby Doomsday from the Resistance officer in the Alamegan Quarter in the Locks. This becomes available after completing the MSQ quest Old Enemies, New Threats, which is part of the post-Shadowbringer storyline of 5.2. The Sorrow of Weirlight questline has you battling bosses based on the weapon bosses found in Final Fantasy VII. Though I recommend completing this story at least once, I found these more difficult and complicated than most of the Omega battles. For grinding out tomestones with quick battles, I would recommend some of the easier Omega battles, as they give the same amount. So this is all the PvE content you can run to get irregular tomestones of Verity.
Yay, verily!
As for PvP, you can only do frontline this time. You get 5 tomestones if you get first place, or 3 tomestones if you get second or third place. Rival Wings is currently shut down for rebalancing. Also note, trial players are currently locked out of all PvP duties. Alright, as for items you can purchase. These first few items are only available from Moogle events. The Demon Brick Earring is a new 100 Tomestone glamour accessory, and no, it does not go in the armoire. Some of these special accessories have returned in the past, but it is not known when or if they will, so if you want this, this may or may not be your only chance to get it. For 30 tomestones, you can get a couple ostensibly special time-worn treasure maps, which have now been available for 3 times in a row. And of course, you can get 10 magic prisms of job mastery for 1 tomestone. Now for the things normally available in-game. The MGP Platinum card is worth 50k MGP, the currency used at the Gold Saucer. These cards can be acquired by completing lines in the Wondrous Tales from Chloe Aliapo. There are 3 items from the Ishgard restoration. The Ufiti horn is a mount introduced in the first phase of the restoration. It's a gorilla that carries you around. Ballroom Etiquette, the Winsome Wallflower, is the lean on a wall emote, also from the first phase. And Modern Aesthetics Saintly Style is a hairstyle from phase 3. All of these are still available from Eni in the Ishgard Firmament for Skybuilder scripts. They can also be bought and sold on the market board. These items are purchased for 5 behemoth horns each, which come from the Behemoth Boss Fate that spawns in Korthus Central Highlands, and also the Fate Third Impact in Eureka Pagos. They're normally purchased from Eilina in Mordona, but there's also a vendor in Pagos. Most of these items were available during the second treasure trove, but the heavy helm was left out for some reason. These helmets are locked to Disciples of War classes and tanks, but they can be exchanged for 2 other helmets that are usable by all classes. However, you need a Behemoth Pelt, which comes from the Third Impact Fate in Eureka, but that can also be found on the market board. None of the helmets show up on Viera nor Hrothgar, but the mask does. The E-Scape Orchestrion roll is from AlphaScape 3.0, which of course is part of the Omega quest line, which starts with Wedge in Ronger's Reach. This roll can also be sold on the market board, though one time I looked, there were none available. The Lunar Camway Fife is a drop from the Minstrel's Ballad, Tsukuyomi's Pain, which is the extreme version of the MSQ trial Castrum Fluminous, introduced in patch 4.3. Talk to the Wandering Minstrel in Kugane to unlock the extreme version. You can also get this from Ashina in Ronger's Reach for 99 lunar totems. The Round Lantern was seen in the second treasure trove event. It comes from Extreme King Thordan, which can be unlocked in Mordona by talking to Elise after completing the Heaven's Ward MSQ. The Warring Lantern was available in the third treasure trove event. It drops from Extreme Sephiroth, not to be confused with Sephiroth. The normal and extreme versions can be unlocked by doing the Warring Triad questline, which begins with Torsifers in Ishgard. They can also be purchased from Britannia in Idleshire for the appropriate doodads. Back now for the third time are Golfaxi and Markab from Extreme Titan and Extreme Ramu, respectively. These were available in the second and fifth treasure troves. The Neo-Ishgardian gear set is a fan design contest winner that was introduced during Shadowbringers. This one is for physical ranged jobs, but there are variants for all roles. All the pieces are craftable and thus can be found on the market board. They are among the more advanced craftable items requiring some exotic mats. All the sets were recolored for Endwalker as level 88 gear, so these are available at various gear vendors and are craftable, so they can also be found on the market board. All versions are dyeable. This hat covers Makote ears and does not appear on Viera nor Hrothgar, so it's useless for nearly half the population. These 5 apartment items are also design contest winners. They can all be crafted relatively easily and can be found on the market board. Like the crafted items from previous events, they are pretty cool, but 30 tomestones is a bit much in my opinion. I suggest checking the market board, crafting them yourself, or have a friend make them. As for beast tribes, we have the Elbsthorn from the Sahagin in western Lenosha, and the Balm Palanquin horn from the Kobolds in outer Lenosha. Then we have the 777 Whiskers Orchestrion roll from the Namazu tribe in the Azim Steppes. As usual, I do recommend doing the Beast Tribe grinds yourself. They are good storylines and offer many more rewards than what you can get from these events. They are also a very productive way to level various classes and jobs. You get the Wind-Up Elven minion as a reward when you get gold in the You Don't Know Jack Notorious Monster Fate in Eureka Pyros. This is one of several minions based on the races of Final Fantasy XI. It can be found on the market board and rarely in the Material Container 4.0 from your Grand Company. The Hedgehoglet minion comes from the Usner treasure dungeons, which sometimes open when using certain treasure maps. These dungeons are designed for a full party of 8 players. This may also be found on the market board, and possibly in the Material Container 4.0 that you can purchase from your Grand Company Quartermaster. Torojiro can be purchased for 800 Centurio seals from Estreld in Kugane or Leuken in Rogger's Reach. Centurio seals are obtained by completing hunts in Heaven's Ward and Stormblood zones. You need to complete certain quests in order to purchase some items from the Moogles. As usual, you can't purchase the writing maps until you complete the ultimate weapon in the MSQ. This time we only have Thanalin maps. These can be purchased from the Hunt Bill Master in your Grand Company headquarters for 250 allied seals. The Moogles are now selling them for only 10 tomestones, so this might be the best way to get them. This time we have some cards that are usually only available from Triple Triad duels. Frixio can be won from Marset in the Central Shroud or Piralnot in the East Shroud. To purchase it, you will need to be past the level 15 Envoy quest in the MSQ, unlock the Gold Saucer, and complete the quest Triple Triad Trial, which unlocks the Triple Triad game. So basically, if you are at all interested in Triple Triad cards, you probably did that already. The Biggs and Wedge card can be won from Mimidoa in Lower Lenosha or from Sesu Totulak in the North Shroud. To purchase it, you will need to have completed the level 42 MSQ quest, History Repeating. To purchase the Yizamat card, you will need to have completed the MSQ through Stormblood, began the Return to Ivalice questline, and complete the quest Annihilation, which involves completing the Ridorana Lighthouse, the very raid in which the card drops.
Yay, verily!
And finally, the Kitian Dashin card drops in the Swallow's Compass. You can purchase it from the Moogles if you have completed the quest Tortoise in Time as part of the Four Lords questline, which can be picked up from Soroban in the Ruby Sea after you have completed the MSQ quest Hope on the Waves. Remember, this ends with the maintenance before 6.2, when you will no longer be able to get the irregular tomestones of Verity.
Yay, verily!
People get upset when old armor is recycled and recolored. And I do understand the disappointment when you are hoping for something new, but I don't really mind. If there were some great new set, where would I put it? I know they regularly increase the dresser capacity, and there is a big one coming in 6.2. I appreciate it, but it's just a band-aid solution. Yoshi P thinks people just want more, when what a lot of people want is a better system. A collection-based system like that found in Rift or DCUO would be more versatile and less data-intensive than the item-based system we have, and would give people who like to collect something else to collect that doesn't consume limited space. As I was saying, recolors at least give you new color options. Even though both versions are dyeable, they often look different even with the same dye, and that sure beats adding the exact same thing and calling it new. Anyway, If you found this video helpful, interesting, or entertaining, please give it a like. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you to Backwater J and Elecctrininja. Goodbye.